Good Friday afternoon, evening, wherever you might be. Victor, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
How's your week been?
Good.
As
Sweet.
always.
Work.
It's work. Only 3 more days till Monday.
Yeah,
We're ready for it.
one more week for me, and then I'm off to Miami to hit my bones.
Heat up your bones. Maybe. We'll see if that happens or not. You should be fine, but it still may not be as warm as you expect it to be. Hi, I'm Darren. This over here is Victor, and we're the co-host of a podcast called DevOps Paradox that comes out on Wednesdays at 6 a.m. Eastern, and on Fridays when we're around, which we'll talk about in a minute. We do a live show just looking at the news of the week and maybe some AI things, and I had one and it failed. So we'll talk about it when I get there. Speaking of Fridays, we're going to be off for the next 2 weeks. Next week, I need the Friday because I've got some things I got to take care of. And then the next Friday, Victor is either still in or flying from Miami. So we're off for the next 2 weeks. I made that executive decision this morning. Actually, the Miami week I knew. We'd already made that executive decision. I made the executive decision this morning. I needed next Friday for some things. So
That's how it should be.
Yep. And that's fine. I don't feel bad about it. Because it's supposed to start getting cold here again. Like to zero your temperature. 32 for us dumb Americans. I'm so over it. I'm over winter. And it's not even bad where I am. Karen, good to see you. Jivaden, good to see you here. Your Miami's a party town. It can be.
I'll tell you in a few weeks.
Well, it depends on where you're going to be. So I'm not going to say there are places to where it is a party town, and those are the places I did not frequent when I was working down there. It's just not what it is. They also have reptiles. That is very true. Not
Reptiles. Okay.
Reptiles.
Yeah.
You guys probably won't do
That
it.
I've seen. I've been in that state, so I've seen reptiles. Not Miami though.
It's probably not going to be on your list of things to do or your group's list of things to do. But the Miami Zoo is a really great zoo.
Okay.
If you like zoos, it's a great zoo. Not a good zoo, it's a great zoo in my opinion. It's one of the best things about effectively living down there for almost 3 or 4 years, that we would always go to the zoo. Okay, let's just get into it this week because it's been a slow news week. It's like it's either politics or it's AI. And usually it's politics and AI or AI and politics. So it just gets all mashed up.
Those two are becoming indistinguishable from each other.
Yeah, we're not going to go into that. But this week we had Jonathan Schneider on from OpenRewrite or Modern, as he said. By the way, he's in Miami. Talking about OpenRewrite. Now, there's a lot of Java stuff in here because that's where it sort of started. But OpenRewrite can rewrite lots of things. So if you're needing to do mass code refactoring, take a look at OpenRewrite. And if you need somebody's neck to throttle, go talk to Modern. Now, the one thing we did talk about on that episode is there is going to be, speaking about Miami, there is a conference they're doing down in Miami. It's actually in Hollywood, which is just north of Miami. And if you want to go see that, it's called Code Remix. There's actually a code. So if you're near Miami, you want to go to Miami, you can get $300 off this. It's Modern 3 VIP. We don't have a special code for us, but just use that and they'll save you $300. The conference is being effectively run by the guys that do no fluff, just stuff. So if you've ever been to one of those conferences, it's going to be that. But listen to the episode because if you're going, make sure you take a corporate laptop with you. That's all we'll say. That's towards the end of the episode if you want to listen to it. You probably don't remember this because we just did this one a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that was, I do remember that one.
Yeah.
Up to a month in the past, I remember.
Yeah. Beyond that, yeah, this one was pretty recent. So anyway, that's 301. Yes, we're beyond 300, headed towards 350. In fact, I'm already scheduling Patrick for 350. It doesn't seem like I'm already scheduling for November. It just doesn't seem. It's February, and I'm scheduling for November. It's like, no wonder I'm so messed up on my times. Okay. Speaking of messed up, Docker Desktop released a new version this week. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. But a new AI agent, which actually doesn't work yet. I found somebody testing it. It actually doesn't work. It's not implemented yet. It's Gordon. or actually from the command line, they were trying to do it. I don't know if they tried it in the UI or not. Anyway, but Docker Bake to me is the thing that's interesting out of all this.
What is it?
Bake is an orchestration tool that simplifies and speeds up Docker builds. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so what does it mean? Well, there's actually a whole nother post for just Bake. So let's go. What is Docker Bake? Okay, they're using the same paragraph again. So you can define build stages and deployment environments in a declarative file, making complex builds more easier to manage. It also leverages build kits, parallelization, optimization. Okay, whatever. While Docker files are excellent for defining, teams also often need multiple images. I mean, that makes sense, right? You're not normally, when you're doing a build. Okay, I'm going to say this real quick. If a team needs to build multiple images at the same time, that sounds like you've got a distributed monolith again.
No, not necessarily.
No?
I mean, if it's the same image, different architectures.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Linux,
Yeah.
Linux, Windows,
ARM, all the
whatever.
other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why you should use Bake, managing long, complex build commands with countless flags and environment variables. So there's actually an example of this down below. So let's get to it. So basically,
let's see it.
this is actually, they don't give me the without Bake. So basically, with Bake, all you have to do is just say docker build x bake. You don't have to do all these things. I guess there's a file that contains all these things.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
yeah, I guess that from that example you had just a moment ago,
this one, yeah.
all those arguments is what you would do without Bake.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's why they're scratched.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
So anyway,
Very cool.
Bake is GA. Also Compose works. Yay. And use targets build. So all the things. Plus Docker Build Cloud supports it. So that's Docker Bake. That was the big thing. Here's something I didn't think I'd ever see, or maybe I did. Mirantis open sourced Cordant. Did you read about this?
No? What's Cordant?
It is a metaplane.
Okay, I'm going to ask something very stupid. What is metaplane?
It provides a single pane of glass for managing a company's Kubernetes clusters, plural.
Ah, okay, okay.
It says it doubles as a tool for creating IDPs as well.
Nice.
So if we were to take a look at that on GitHub, yes, it's Apache 2, so it's like legit. Open source, so it's a cluster manager, which this isn't the first time this has happened, right? There's other ones that exist like this, right?
Yeah, there is. Sorry, I was
That's
Googling it. I need to get onto that one as well. Now, what's the name? Cordant.
Yeah, let me go back here. There you go. It looks like it's...
Okay, with 0.
It looks like a 0, yeah.
Okay, nice.
So docs, okay, let's go to the docs. Because again, I don't have anything today to show. Raise an ecosystem versus Project 2A components. Quick start, that's what I want to see. Oh, okay, that's fine. Quick start, get a working environment for managing Cordant to get Kubernetes cluster and other tools. Select a cloud environment. Use Cordant to deploy a managed cluster. Stretch goal possible to management clusters simultaneously lifecycle manage both clusters on both cloud environments. This is where you'd have Cordant running locally and then run AWS and Azure, and now you're managing it all from one place.
Yeah.
So seems reasonable. Doesn't seem extreme.
Yeah. I mean, extending Kubernetes to become a control plane, that's probably one of my main focuses. So I'm very, very interested to see now what this is.
Even though it's from Mirantis.
That's fine. No judgment.
Okay. No judgment. Okay. Fair enough. And it's reasonably new. So that's a Cordant. I'm calling it Cordant. I don't know if that's the correct one or not. Correct naming or not. Okay. And then we looked at quick start. Okay. And then one other thing that open source this week was from ClickHouse called kubenetmon. And it's for monitoring data transfer in their cluster. So it's basically trying to figure out the data transfer across the wire. So NAT gateways, load balancers, egress, ingress, all the other things. And that's what this project will do. So if you're trying to figure out, okay, where's all my traffic going? Now you can know.
So you say don't have much news this week, but
these are big for you.
This is one of the few episodes where I say now I need to try every single thing that you're showing.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying but this was about it for this week. Those were the only two big things that I saw. It is using Cilium to do the thing. But anyway, it's from ClickHouse. Let's take a look at the code while we're here too. Here it is. We'll go here because, hey, we can. 2 weeks ago-ish. Let's see if they have any pictures here. What can it be used for? Okay, let's look at this. How much cross availability zone traffic are our workloads sending, and which workloads are the largest talkers? Well, man, if you want to know how much stuff is going, how much are we sending to S3? That's probably a big one. Which workloads are open outbound, or only receive inbound? gRPC, throughput needs, all those things. And a legit Apache 2. Hey, 2 for 2.
Very nice.
Okay, kubenetmon. So this was the tool, that I was going to try to show. It's called Rank. Notice it's like ranking files from a Google perspective, right? You'd search for something and you get top rankings. It's that concept. But notice it's rank with an AI. So it's not just R-A-N-K, it's R-A-I-N-K.
So that's for your internal, I guess.
Or whatever it is. So, all right. So let me give the full backstory. I installed this. Okay, so here's the code. Literally, this is the code. It's go install, which I did. Now, if I was going to build this with a go install and looking at the project, what would you think the binary would be called?
Rank?
You would think that. But when I do a go install, it's LLMCCP.
Oh, yeah. Why make it easy?
And I tried to figure out where in the heck that was, and there's nothing. So if I search in this repository, was it? No, CMP. Sorry.
Zero tolerance for projects that don't give me binaries to download.
I agree. So the only place I found this was in a pull request to where we do a go run, which I did, which is fine. But the only place I ever saw it even mentioned was right here, LLM CMP. I said that wrong. It's like, why in the heck isn't it rank? Because this is the reason why number of things make me think that it was supposed to be rank, but the getting started shows rank. That's what I expected it to be, right? So here I am. I'm not a Go person by nature, right? I know enough to be not even really dangerous yet. And I finally found where the binary was being dumped, and I was like, what in the heck is this thing? Oh, okay, yeah, this is it. Anyway, so let's go back to the blog post because it does a reasonable example. By the way, is there a dark mode? There is not. Okay. What it can do, you throw a problem at it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. So this is the backstory. So let me get a little bit further along. Okay. There's the problems on page ranking, whatever. I'm trying to understand that. Papers, blah, 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 listwise or bust. Batch, shuffle to the test. Okay, anyway, here it is. So let me see if I can find this example that they're talking about. They rank each of these top-level domains in descending order where the most relevant is first, according to the relevancy to the concept of math. And it's giving them the top-level. And it's just a list of code. So you can actually see, with this being said, if you were to go back into the repository with test data, here's the TLDs. And it's just, here's all the TLDs, however many there are here. There's a lot. So if you take that, and it's going to say, okay, well, EDU is probably the most math-related TLD, or university or academy.
Yeah.
So, but then it gets into vulnerability identification. Now, this one looked interesting. So it's got, here are all my code diffs. And there's switches. We're not going to switches, but here's the prompt. Which of these code diffs most likely fixes the issue described in the following security advisory? And there's also an advisory that's included there. Note the following truncated blah, 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 blah. And it says, after 5 consecutive runs, the rank is able to successfully identify the fixed function 60% of the time.
Okay.
So it's just doing ranking of, okay, based on all these things, how does it fall out? So it looks interesting. I was going to try to demo it, but I couldn't come up with a good enough example. I had some ideas like this. The code diff was like, okay, I'm going to try to do that for something I'm working on, but I just didn't have time to get it done.
It feels as if it's not a project for end users, but for other LLMs in a way, right?
It would be a good tool.
Like, if I'm using like GitHub Copilot, in the background, I would expect it to actually do a couple of runs with something like this and kind of, okay, give me the good solution. Don't let me ask you 5 times.
Right. Yeah. So I think this is a good tool of what it is. But it's interesting that you brought up GitHub Copilot because GitHub Copilot agent mode shipped this week.
Okay.
So today we are upgrading GitHub Copilot with the force of even more agentic AI, introducing agent mode and announcing the GA of Copilot edits, both in VS Code.
Okay. And
so now I'm causing you even more work, right? That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, yeah. You're a terrible person, Darren. Is that kind of like why we're not doing a live stream next 2 weeks? For me to be able to catch up?
Well, not the next 2 weeks. Like, so I'm not doing next week. I just need next Friday. Main reason, okay, I'll tell this because it doesn't really matter. I'm taking allergy shots now. And because of my schedule next week of when I've got the shots, by the time I get back, I won't be back for this. So I was like, bag it. I'm going to take a week off. Allergy shots. Let's just say, as I will say this, and yes, we're streaming this and it's going to be on the internet. My ENT said, my ear, nose, and throat doctor said, congratulations, welcome to Texas. You're allergic to everything. Which it wasn't everything, but it was congratulations, you're allergic to Texas. So that's fine. It was a good joke. But anyway, I can already tell it's helping some. But anyway, let's back to this. Agent mode available in preview, which I haven't watched the video yet to see what it is. In agent mode, Copilot will iterate not just on its own output, but also the result of that output. And it will iterate until it's completed all the subtasks required to complete your prompt. Instead of just performing the task you requested, Copilot now has the ability to infer additional tasks that were not specified, but are also necessary for primary request work. Okay, so it's like we were talking about creating all these little boutique pop-ups. They're creating these agentic AIs for stuff. Well, it just got Sherlocked by GitHub here in Copilot.
That's what I've been saying all along, kind of like all those smaller projects are going to become part of a bigger project, which is going to be part of whichever product you're using that had nothing to do with AI in the past.
Yep. And then Copilot Edits is now GA in VS Code. I mean, we could try to do this. I haven't set this up again recently, but anyway, it's going to do edits. Okay, what does edits do? Because I don't remember. Combines the best of chat and inline chat with conversational flow and the ability to make inline changes across a set of files that you manage.
Yeah.
Oh. So sort of like OpenRewrite, but a little more.
Exactly. I've been actually using it recently without knowing that now it's a new thing. And it's cool. Not good, but interesting.
You can choose your foundation model. They've also included Gemini 2.0 Flash, which is supposedly pretty good, but I haven't looked at it yet.
Yeah.
Probably edits, and there's a third thing. The autonomous agent. This is whatever that is. But anyway, that's the thing that's coming.
Well, you definitely messed up my weekend, man.
You're welcome. I gave you 3 things. I didn't expect. Oh, if you want to, I mean, bake's probably not on your list, but imagine
Which
bake
one
is
bake?
somewhat.
Remind me.
Bake was the Docker bake command that.
No, that's the first one I'm going to try.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna do bake first. So it's bake and then concordant, and
Yeah.
then kubenetmon.
Exactly. So 4. You bastard.
Well, I didn't think there would be anything to talk about today, but I guess there is. At least there was for you. We could try to pull up VS Code. I'm going to see if I've got something here that we could, because I haven't patched anything yet. Oh, we're not going to look at that. I can tell you that. Open folder. Let's see. Let's do this one, because why not? No, you can't see it yet, because I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Because I want to see. All right, let me stop sharing. Oh, reload window. Let me make sure I got patched. This is the other thing, too, is there was like big up VS Code update yesterday. By the way, all the links to everything we've talked about are already down in the episode description, too, if you want to grab them. All right, let me stop the screen. I'll come back to... I've been getting nags on, you need to upgrade to Sequoia. It's like, I'm not ready to upgrade to Sequoia yet. At least not on this machine. I'm close. I got to rebuild my office first. That's a different conversation. So in theory, do I even have Copilot installed? Well, I guess I do. So there's
Check
edits.
the extension whether there is an update.
Extensions, there we go.
That one, yeah.
Pilot. I haven't even installed it yet. Okay, so which one should I do? Just the top one? Because there's two from GitHub. There's chat and the programmer.
Yeah, I have no idea. I installed both. Why would
both?
they make it easy?
Because I don't know. Here, we'll do
I have a
this.
working theory not based on anything. That the first one gives you completions and stuff like that, and the second one is a model for chat.
Oh, I just clicked on it and it did both of them. So it looks
Okay.
like that they're dependent. Okay, so it's I'm not going to do a pre-install or a early release, pre-release. So what would I do? So if I did that, okay. Now I'm back to here. So it's interesting that I guess it already knows since I'm logged in. Because of
Yeah,
GitHub,
normally-
it automatically logged me in.
Yeah,
So that's fine.
you should be able to see that there is a small icon in the bottom right.
Oh yeah, right here.
No, even
Oh, this one
bottomer.
right here.
There we go.
Bottomer. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Status ready. You're good to go.
Okay. Good. So what models do I have? Well, they're all previewed except for this one. So that tells me. So what do I want to do? This is a Jenkins plugin.
You know, when they ask me about models, I never change because I assume, okay, so whichever you chose to be the default, that's what you decided works the best.
Right. So that's in GA, but now what's agent mode and preview? Oh, I wonder if I need to install the pre-release to do that. Yeah, you have to do VS Code Insiders. I'm not going to do that today. That would be fun, but not today. Because I have to get a different version of VS Code, which I don't want.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, because it says you have to get... Let me go back here. To get started, you'll need to download VS Code Insiders and then enable the agent mode setting in GitHub Copilot chat.
Well, next time.
Yeah, once it gets there. Well, I mean, it's preview, right? So it's okay, fine. Limit the blast radius. So edits. So this is edits, which you said you played with some. So what do I want to do?
Yeah,
Stay in the file?
basically, you can do... I mean, just open the files. So to me, first of all, it's still confusing because there is a at workspace. If you go to chat, you can write at workspace,
Okay.
right?
Let me close this.
Just
So-
write at works.
Okay.
Huh?
So I was just at. Oh, okay. So there's a bunch of at.
And then workspace. And then kind of, why are you asking me to open files if I can tell you, if I can ask something about my whole workspace? It sounds silly and non-intuitive.
I'm just going to say explain. That doesn't really make a lot of sense, but okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, and then I have to actually hit it again.
Now.
Well, I did, but it didn't do anything. The actual code snippet.
Yeah, it's confusing. Why are you telling me that I can say Workspace if you want me to open the files?
Sorry, I was pausing there for just a second, just going, really? That's what was going through my head. It was like, what? Okay, whatever. So if I do that, and your active editor works, okay. Oh, because it's highlighted.
Again, confusing. I know.
It's
not even highlighted. Kind of. I want to know what this code does.
Here's the file.
And if you cannot give me that, I want to know what that file does. Why are you telling me that I selected something when I haven't?
Yeah. Let's try it again. Oh, at.
Yeah.
So many. Okay, just tell me get time zone. That's all I want to know. So much data. So much text. If I want to read code, I want to read the code.
That's another thing I have issue with it is I think it's okay, it's so much text, but put at the top, clearly highlight, okay, this is the gist.
Yeah.
Kind of, this is the fast information, and then go down if you want. Go for it.
But see, I highlighted that, and then it didn't actually.
I mean, it's still useful, just to be clear.
Yeah.
I like Copilot, I think it's very useful. It just still feels clunky.
So if I do this, so I like legit highlight it now. What else does it tell me?
Then you probably don't need Workspace. You can just do /explain, right?
Can I?
Or tell me what the heck is this?
Some of this is true, some of it is not so true.
I don't know who was it on one of our podcasts. No, it was one conversation I had that explained it very well. Is AI is trained on bad and mostly legacy code.
Right.
Because most of the existing code is bad or legacy. That's how it is. Right. So it has real difficulty to tell you what you should do today. Right? Because it is based on zillions of lines of code written over decades.
I'm going to try this. So I can explain with using Copilot. So I just hit the yellow thing. So blah, 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 blah. Okay. But, okay, that's great. It gives me context. It tells me something. I don't know why the heck I would do that, but fair enough. So if I do this and I say fix using Copilot. Mm-hmm. Okay. Stapler 2 is not a valid class. Well, it is a valid class. You're wrong. Stapler request. It's just not being picked up. 2 is a valid class. VS Code isn't correctly importing it. That's what I'm going to say. Fix that. It's just double importing it.
There you go, it fixed it. Because if the first import failed, the second will work.
when I hear people are making great strides and it's making a massive impact to how they're doing their day-to-day job.
We had that in like previous Friday or one of the Fridays. They claimed that we were reading about some news how they get downsizing because AI is having amazing impact, and I said I don't believe it. It will. So first of all, I think AI is helpful for
Yes.
coding. Probably coding is probably the best use case we've seen so far for AI in general, right? It's very helpful,
Right.
but it's not making a life difference.
No.
And if it is, and it's very possible that there are companies where AI for coding is making a difference that people can downsize. If that's the case, then I think you have problem with engineering in the first place.
Well, that was the not so nice. That was the nicer way of me. What I was trying to say. Yeah, I don't know. That's that can be. Oh, okay. So that's a nice thing, but I didn't need AI to tell me that.
Yeah, VS Code already told you.
Already knew that.
And
Yeah,
then I'm not even sure whether that's AI now. What you're looking.
I don't think so because there's a fix using. Okay, let's see what code.
Yeah.
Because we know what it could be. Is empty. That makes sense. Let's see how. I spent 3 cents to tell me that. Now, here's the one thing I can't figure out. How do I get out of this? Like
there is an X over there, right? To right? I don't see well.
I don't
screen,
see,
just click somewhere else, I guess.
just click anywhere. That's what I'm saying. I'm clicking anywhere else outside of it.
Yeah.
I think I had to escape last time. Escape was the only way I could get out of it. Well, so anyway, edits is now GA.
There we go. That's the news.
And agents are coming. All the agents are coming.
For you.
Yeah. Take that how you want to. Coming for your job, coming for your whatever. I'm sure there's a great use case for this. I'm not seeing it in my current workload.
It's better than Stack Overflow. Let's put it that way.
Is it really?
Well, yeah. You think that the first result would fix your issue?
I don't know. I got pretty good at asking the questions right. Going back to PageRank.
Maybe that's the problem, kind of like you have so much experience asking Stack Overflow the right question that you still haven't gotten to the same level with AI.
Yeah. We didn't get to your video this week, but you were talking about how you chose to. Did you change your mind about Backstage? I had to look it up. You did? You really did?
No, not necessarily change my mind. I can imagine where it's going. I can imagine it being awesome in the future. I'm still not convinced that future is today. But then we're all making investments for the future rather than for today, right? So
Yeah. Well, that was a nice managery way of saying that, I think.
yeah, but that's a complicated balance between trying to figure out what works for you today and trying to figure out where something will be in the future, right? And sometimes the solution is I need today. Sometimes the solution is I'm investing in the future, right? Sometimes you pick a better solution today knowing that you have a technical debt in the future. There are many permutations of that story, right?
And AI is not going to help any. Now we have infinite permutations. Ingen, good to see you. That was like 10 minutes ago, but man, it's been a slow week. Plus, the other reason why I'm taking next Friday off, I don't see us seeing much more news coming on. I mean, are people already going into their dark caves, getting ready for KubeCon EU? I mean, that's April. maybe 2 months out.
Maybe.
Where is it this year? London? London.
It's in London, yes. Europe is London, and then in US it's Atlanta, I believe.
I think that's right. They should do it here. I can actually show up then. And Atlanta is too far away for me to drive. It's not that far. It's only like 13 hours, but that's easy. Do I contribute to Quarkus? I did. Back when it was, where am I at? 1.0. But I haven't done anything since then. I was doing documentation more than anything else. Because I was trying to use it and I got frustrated. It's like, here.
That's the best motivation to contribute to something, right? If everything is fine, why would you contribute?
Yeah.
You're frustrated either because something is not working as expected, or it's not explained as expected, or missing.
Yeah.
All those things are frustration. Frustration is good for open source.
Speaking of which, that's what I'm working on today. Once we finish up here. Actually, I'll eat lunch and then go work on that. Anything else? So we're going to take 2 weeks off. Victor has now 4 or 5 things to test. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah,
But it looks like
fine.
so.
I like
So to
doing
me,
good stuff.
the out of all of those, the ClickHouse one seems the most interesting to me. Coming from an infrastructure side of things. No, for you there may be other things, but for me personally,
Yeah.
the
Okay.
networking stuff is the most interesting because that's where you can burn cash really fast. Just not knowing what do you mean we're going across 2 different regions. Why don't we co-locate those things? Again, this isn't a Kubernetes problem, but
Cost and security, right? Oh.
yeah,
Oh, wait. This is going where?
this is going to fill in the blank country.
Stop there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Why is this sent to North Korea? We don't have an office there.
Yeah, that's the reason why I think that one's out to me personally. That's the one that's most interesting out of everything we talked about today. So that's the one I'm going to push for installing in a few different places. So we'll see if that works out or not. Backlogs of backlogs. Well, and actually, I don't think I'll see you again. So enjoy Miami.
You will see me again, just not next
Well,
week.
yeah, we just won't be talking. Enjoy the Cuban food.
I will.
You have to have Cuban food.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, what else should you do?
I mean,
There's
it's
so much to do.
It's a company, something. So
Yeah.
I'll be put in a machine and do whatever I'm
Told to do.
told to do, which is what I like. Kind of.
Yeah.
It's either, conference business of some sorts, and there is always somebody organizing what to do, or family vacation. I have a wife; she organizes everything, so I never think about what to do. It's too much.
Do you remember our sponsor that we're going to be bringing back on this year, Barbara Mojo, the Spice guy? The
Yeah.
Spice. He lives in
Okay.
Miami. He lives in Miami.
Okay.
I'll see if I can hook you guys up so you could take some sauce back home.
No, the better don't, because I honestly don't know what will be my schedule. It's very
Okay.
likely that I will not have a free moment for anything.
You can drop it off in your hotel room. It's like, boom, there it is. Right. Anyway,
But that would be too much to ask.
yeah, maybe not. Depends on where you're going to be.
Sure.
Anyway, thanks everybody for joining us. We'll be back in 3 weeks, unless something changes.
That's
That
it.
should be fine. Because that'll be now. Okay, so this is the other thing too, by the way. Most everybody on here, next Friday is Valentine's Day. Just telling you, warning. So that's all I'll say. Next Friday's Valentine's Day. Mainly to remind myself. So we'll see everybody back in 3 weeks. And between now and then, one last thing. Blue Sky. So I'm on Blue Sky, Victor's on Blue Sky, and now DevOps Paradox is on Blue Sky. Why are we on Blue Sky? Because everybody else is on Blue Sky. Are we active there? No. But if you were just subscribing
we're
to
not
Twitter,
active there. We are not active in social media.
period. Yeah. So it's mainly notifications for us. So if you're already on Blue Sky, you can go, and you're tired of being on Twitter or X, that's your call. It doesn't matter. We're still going to be on there publishing because there's still people there. So Blue Sky. It's there. Same handles as every other place. I think that's it. Are we done? We're done.
I think so.
Thanks, everybody. We will see you again in 3 weeks.
Cheers.